Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I'm here with a trailer reaction to Detective Pikachu. Now, when I first heard about this movie coming out, um, you know, I kind of was like, I don't know about this. A live-action Pokemon movie, how is this gonna play out? And, the trailer comes out, and I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to this movie. Pikachu is going to be voiced by Ryan Reynolds, the human co-star. Justice Smith, he doesn't seem like he's overly annoying or like going to be overacting or anything. This seems like it's going to be a pretty decent movie. And the one thing that I've got to say about this is the CGI is absolutely incredible. I mean, as you guys know on this channel, I have really spent a lot of time during movie reviews talking about how much I don't like CGI, how I'm a big fan of practical effects, how I felt that a lot of movies from the past looked better, when they used practical effects versus CGI. It looks very fake, it seems very artificial, very contrived. And I think that this is one of those times where they really made the CGI look very, very good and realistic, because I mean, we're dealing with a pretty unrealistic concept here. We're having a lot of monsters running around that wouldn't usually exist in a normal space. So they're fusing reality. This is kind of like something that we didn't think was possible. When Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out, I'm getting these kind of vibes from it. Now, I'm not saying that this movie is going to be as good as Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's probably one of the best animated live-action crossovers of all time. The Incredible Mr. Limpet is probably the first ever. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is probably widely considered to be one of the best. I believe it even won an Academy Award during its time. But then, you think of some other movies that kind of didn't get a good critical response, but they got a good fan reaction, like Space Jam. I think about these types of movies and how they really fuse together real life and fantasy. And all the movies that I just named, to me, are some of my favorites of all time, or just movies that really impressed me at how they brought together reality and fantasy. And this is one of those movies. After having so many anime movies of Pokemon, you remember Pokemon, the first movie, I believe almost anybody who's the same age as me probably went to go to the theater to see that, probably along with their friends. I just, as I stated, just as I did. And it was a big event, to see the big hyped up Pokemon machine just finally being on the big screen. And it was a big exciting thing. And now, with probably the biggest Pokemon fandom in a while, I don't think we're quite where we were in 2016 when Pokemon Go was really all hyped up, but it's definitely received a resurgence that definitely wasn't there during 2008, 2009, 2010. Now, the game sold well, but the fandom, the fanatic nature of the fandom, I didn't feel it. It wasn't there. It certainly wasn't where it used to be, say during late 98, 99, and 2000. It just didn't have that same vibe going on. And I think with Pokemon Go, it definitely recaptured that. So that's when they decided to announce the movie. And it's definitely something different. I think a lot of people have fantasized about being a Pokemon trainer, and I think that with Pokemon Go, that kind of brought it closer to reality than it ever was, and that's probably why the game took off like it did. And so now that movie is going to bring live action actors in with the Pokemon universe, and it's looking spectacular. And it's not just going to be Pikachu. There's going to be other Pokemon in there, and they all look great. Now, there's some ridiculous shit out there about, people being scared of Pikachu. And, some of these people are adults. I think you guys should be a little bit ashamed of yourselves. I mean, I'm seeing what people are saying, like the eyes on Pikachu, but I think he looks excellent. I mean, I think if they were going to bring Pokemon into the real world, this is how you do it. You know, finally, you know, like with movies, they always gotta, like, do something a little bit different with the design, change it in some annoying way. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like with Venom. You know, Venom looked great in the movie, but why doesn't he have the Venom symbol on his chest? See, here you got Pikachu, his tail looks right, the way how they made his fur look, you know, it's like really realistic looking, like he looks like a real animal. And he looks like a little monster, and it's perfect. I think the design is absolutely perfect. And, you know, they have the stripes on his back. They have the 2 red cheeks. And Ryan Reynolds looks like he's going to give a nice, you know, family-friendly, of course, because, of course, this movie's probably going to get rated PG. Probably not G. I would think it would be probably PG. They're probably going to have some slight adult humor in there, probably from time to time, for all the adults bringing their kids along. You know, because they know that there's going to be a lot of adult fans there too, so they're going to try to squeeze in as much adult humor as they possibly can into a PG movie. And you know, that's Deadpool right there. Deadpool is voicing Pikachu, and I think that's pretty awesome. That's a, you know, we all know that when it comes to wit, Ryan Reynolds could say those lines like nobody else, and so I think this was a good pick. I heard that they were going to go with Danny DeVito, which would have been funny, but I think it's a smarter move to go with somebody a bit more contemporarily popular like Ryan Reynolds, especially when he's, you know, red hot from the Deadpool movies. So this was a smart choice. And I'm really looking forward to this movie as a giant Pokemon fan and a lifelong Pokemon fan ever since it was released in the US in 1998. I gotta say, like, you know, seeing this right now is definitely like something, you know, that I didn't think I wanted. But now that I see how it's turned out, I am definitely interested in seeing how this one is going to be as the finished product. Because from the trailer, I'm pretty excited about it. I don't really say that about a lot of movies. This really made me want to watch the trailer. This really made me want to get excited for something. So I think that the movie's probably going to be decent, probably at the very least. And it might actually end up being a really, really good movie. You know, a lot of times, you know, licensed movies like this, they might flop, they might fail. We think back to Super Mario Brothers. That movie wasn't a flop, but it wasn't exactly like a really good movie. But this definitely seems like it's more in tune with the source material, I think, more than any other video game movie we've ever had. You know, and you think back, like, there hasn't been a lot of video game movies like that have been good. You know, you think usually they're usually pretty cheesy, like the ones that people do like the Super Mario Brothers. It's so bad it's good. The Street Fighter movie. You know, the only, like I said, video game movie that I said that I really like, could genuinely say that I liked, that was live action, was Mortal Kombat, because I thought it really captured the essence of the source material. And I think maybe Pokemon here, Detective Pikachu, is definitely going to probably be that movie that takes the mantle of being the best video game live action movie that has ever been released. And that certainly will be a very big accomplishment, especially when you pretty much could start like video game movies coming out since Super Mario Brothers. So we're talking about like early 90s. It's definitely going to be something that's long overdue, you know, something that's 26, 27 years overdue. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it turns out well. So if you guys liked this video, please hit a thumbs up. If you disliked it, you can hit a thumbs down and tell me why. You can hit the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of the content I have posted here. And thank you for watching, guys. Until next time.